Alright, so now we try to look at the next category of drugs, which we'll be looking at their overall pharmacology. That's basically trying to look at a lot of aspects around it, classifications, and the various examples that are actually under each classification. So we're looking at drugs used in treating all those neurodegenerative disorders like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and the rest. So pharmacotherapy of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, you just have to do it. You are trying to restore the Parkinson's is restoring dopamine function, while Alzheimer's you are basically trying to target all those pathways that are dysfunction in the disease. So Parkinson's disease, we'll start with Parkinson's before we go to Alzheimer's. So Parkinson's disease, you should know that what is a disease caused by what degeneration of dopaminergic neurons. So how will I put it? The dopamine neurotransmitters are no longer adequate like before. So sorry, I think let me just change my position in the room because of network. Okay, so I'll come back to this side. Alright, so this is what we got. So I think I'll switch to this side. It's very much more better. Okay, so basically there is a deficiency of what dopamine in Parkinson's. So what are the drugs we use to replace or make sure that dopamine levels are high? So we use levodopa. You can use levodopa alone or combine it with what other drugs like the carbidopa and the benzoyl. Okay, use all those drugs. So it's a gold standard, and mainly you're just trying to replace the levels of dopamine. So everything you are giving will now come and be like converted to dopamine. So carbidopa will prevent peripheral breakdown of dopamine. So it will make it that the dopamine that is left will be abundant. You understand? Then okay, this is levodopa plus carbidopa. Okay, so you can also use dopamine agonists like the what pramiprazole, ropinirole, rotigotine, apomorphine, all of that. Okay, then other drugs like the selegiline, rasagiline, sulfonamide, and the rest of it. Okay, so this is what pramiprazole. Okay, this is what levodopa plus what the other ones. Okay, then this is selegiline. So you can also use all these other drugs like what the entacapone, tolcapone, opicapone. They extend the levodopa's effect. So they basically make it that the drug is much more useful to you. Okay, the anticholinergics like the trihexyphenidyl, benztropine. Then you also use another drug which is known as what amantadine, trihexyphenidyl. Okay, so going to Alzheimer's disease now. For the pharmacotherapy, we said that what it just involves what progressive cognitive decline due to cholinergic neuron loss or amyloid plaques or tau tangles. Okay, so key drugs characteristics or classes rather. You use drugs like the what cholinesterase inhibitor. So the enzyme that should have broken down the acetylcholine, you stop the enzymes. Then so drugs like the donepezil, rivastigmine, the galantamine. Okay, so to make sure that the acetylcholine is so much there to improve cognition and behavior. Then another drugs like the memantine. They can also combine drugs like the donepezil and the memantine. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, this is what memantine, this is donepezil, and the rest of it.